안녕하세요. 저는 켄지입니다. So a lot of people are recommending that I were to start watching, his side things like the 1 million subscribers video, as well as like his personal chapters. If you guys want to see me do the personal chapters, for, a reaction here, then do let me know below. Otherwise, then I can just do them separately. I'll leave it up to you. And do you want like a full video of the all of the chapters or separately? Because I would prefer to do it separately, but I can do it all at once if you guys really want me to. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this so that I can get to know more about him personally, what he's going through, and why he writes and things like that, etc. I find it's really important to get to know a person and why they do the things that they do, etc. Get into it. Why would it always do this to me?
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. Is too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not you're
Let's do it fully. He's right. He is not wrong. Um, life is not easy. But there was a part that he said something about helping others helps him too, makes him feel rich, something of that nature. I like that outlook. I feel that way a lot. I tell everyone the same thing. Having some difficulties, but I keep telling her, this person, might get to live their life and go party every day, this and that. But at the end of the day, Mom, who gets the time with the children? Who gets to build those kinds of memories and have that kind of fun? She's like me. And I'm like, exactly. So at the end of the day, who's more rich? The person that's partying all the time is just spending their money on booze and drugs and whatnot, or the person that's, spending their life with these kids, making memories, taking them places, things like that, getting that genuine, love from, your family. Personally, that's more to me. When he's talking about, helping others and whatnot, I fully understand that. It makes you feel, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I love to help people. It makes me feel a sense of accomplishment, and I'm sure he feels that way too. Something about, being selfless and helping the community and things like that. I'm super glad that he's that kind of person, and just makes things all the more better. Makes me a fan. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe because I haven't done that yet. I want to finish this. I had a lot of thoughts, but honestly, I just keep going blank because the thoughts only occur when it's being said, and then it just moves on. And I'm sorry. I'm relating really well. So yeah, I'm just listening.
Your pain conceals gold. You won't hurt forever.
It's true.
You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious, and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority. Priority number one.
Also, the earth, yeah, I mean, it's we have to treat things, with more respect. Um, it's kind of like I keep telling my nieces, I'm very proud of my oldest niece. I'm very proud of her. She hates littering. She sees it and she wants to cry. Like, that's how much I have installed no littering and taking care of our earth, because a lot of people, seem to think that just because they're not going through something, or they're not the ones that are suffering the consequences in the end, that they don't need to do anything. We can just continue to throw out bags of trash. We can continue throwing out our wrappers, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be living on this earth in, 50, 100 years. They are. And their kids are. And their kids are. And that's the problem. Just because, and it goes the same thing with mental health. Just because you're not specifically going through something that someone else does doesn't mean that they're not having a hard time as it is. So we really should be mindful and respectful of other people and what they're going through. Just because, so for example, I am very healthy as a person, except for like eczema and being allergic to smoke. But beyond that, like, I don't have like cancer or anything of that nature, but I do know people. I do have people in my family. So it's one of those things to where just because I'm not suffering those consequences at the end of the day and I'm out being able to run around and things like that doesn't mean they're able to. So why should I sit there and down them? I really want to, like, honestly, I'm at the point with my 401k, if I were to have, continue it on, I don't want it to go to the indie kids. I want to put it to like that kind of research, because I feel like it's better to help out more people than just one person. They're going to be taken care of. They'll be fine. But there are so many other people that are struggling more and really need that. I don't know if that makes sense. I I really like that. Yes. Okay.
If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass.
That's true, because not a lot of people, understand it. I think, especially, I hate to say this because it's not always true. It's not all of them, but most men, and even some women, but it's mostly men, have this concept they don't have to feel anything. They don't have to share anything. They can just bottle everything in. That makes things worse. It just makes things worse. You're just going to get angrier and more upset. And then things are going to get to the point, for example, like when it comes to addictions. A lot of people with addictions, myself, and I'm sure a few of you struggle with a few, everyone's got their own addictions. It doesn't have to be a drug addiction. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be something as simple and small as playing video games all day or watching TV. I mean, an addiction is an addiction. But we do these things because it helps drown away, the feelings that we're feeling. And it just makes things worse at the end of the day. And that's something that I really had to learn, in the last couple of years, is you have to vent, you have to get it out, you have to scream, you have to cry, the ugly crying and all. You lay in bed and just sob. I mean, sometimes you really have to, because if you don't get those emotions out, it's going to build up, and you're going to have to, and you'll want to find other ways to release that. And some of those ways just aren't as healthy. For some people, like NF or Ren here, music is one of those things that help get those emotions out.
We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia. And some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because the variety in the sum.
That's just something else, man. He's just giving so many things that run through my mind that I really want to talk on and whatnot. The respect. What? Call him after this. So I don't even remember what I was talking about anymore. That scared me. That always scares me when my phone rings. Oh, respecting one another and their belief system and whatnot. I'm not ashamed to admit this. I am a Satanist. It is what it is. But in my area of religion, we are very much taught to respect and love one another regardless of what they believe. We are not allowed to push our beliefs on anybody else. That's not cool. That's not okay. You will never see us or, me or whoever, just going from door to door being like, follow Lucifer, because it's really rude. It's really rude. And you should respect people. I don't care what you believe in. You can believe in whatever you want. I tell my kids the same thing, well, I don't have kids, but my nieces, nephews, and things like that. You're welcome to believe in whatever you want to believe, because you are your own person. You have your own brain. You have your own soul. And don't let anybody else tell you differently. You are allowed to feel what you feel. You are allowed to be upset. You are allowed to believe in whatever you want to believe. If you don't believe that there's anything after life, then that's fine. That's what you believe. And that is okay. If you believe that God will save you and take you to heaven and things like that, then that's cool. That's what you believe, and that is okay. And if I want to believe that I'll go to hell and do torturing for the most evil souls because they absolutely deserve it, and that's what I want to do when I die, then fantastic, great. And that is okay, because we are allowed to be who we are. And we shouldn't be sitting there judging people and downing them for what they believe in. You would think that as a Satanist that I would hate Christians or whatnot, and I really don't. Some might be a little extra, but that's my personal opinion, and that's okay. You're welcome to have your own personal opinion, and that's okay, but I do have one of my best friend is a Christian. We can sit there and have conversations all day, and we just sit there and agree to disagree, and that's okay. That's all there is to it. Just respect people and their beliefs and who they are. It's okay. They're not hurting you then.
Some of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
That was so nice. And that did give me a little bit better of, understanding of him. I'm so excited for that. So I'm not sure if I want to do all of these extra things before I get.
Morning,
Oh,
world. Good morning.
I'm so sorry.
So-
I don't know. It's not. Should have been. Why did that? Anyways. So I don't know if I want to do the extra stuff, like it's chapters 1 through 8. There's this comment by Willie Miller. They said something about like the Tale of Jenny and Screech trilogy, the Money Games trilogy. Should I do all of these before I get into the other music, or should just kind of mix it up? Because more people were also telling me to get into another song of his, which was Chalk Outlines. I want to do one Ren video a day, because I don't want to bunch everything together. I want to soak things in, I want to listen to the songs a few more times, so I can just, get more understandings. But to you guys, should I go ahead and do like Chalk Outlines or some other music, or should I go ahead and do like the personal stuff? Do you want to see me do the chapters 1 through 8, or should I just watch that on my own and then continue? Do let me know. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day.